Welcome to How to Win at Chess, Episode 7, a series where I take on my Twitch subscribers in 10-minute games. I go up the rating ladder, I walk you through the opening, the middle game, and the end game. Episodes 6, 7, and 8 of this series are going to be sponsored by Surfshark. So first I'm going to tell you about them, and then we will get to the games. Surfshark is a VPN, or a virtual private network, which allows you to encrypt your connection to the internet so that you can browse it privately and anonymously. We edit this part in, by the way, so I'm wearing something different, sorry. A VPN is great if you travel for business or pleasure. You'll be able to access certain websites abroad that might be restricted otherwise. You can also log into sensitive portals like bank accounts without any concern. If you're just a regular user at home, you can access certain streaming websites like Hulu or Netflix and get catalogs that are not available in every single country. Also, using a VPN could allow you to avoid ads if you select the right countries. But I probably shouldn't tell you that. We can just edit this part out. And the best part, unlimited devices. Not 3, not 5, not 10, unlimited. Something that other VPNs cannot promise you. You interested in Surfshark? Take a look at the link in the description below. Use the promo code Gotham and you'll get 83% off and 3 free months. That comes out to $2.49. And if you hate it, you got 30 days to get your money back. Let's get back to the video. Let's play e4. Play e4, d6. Okay, 2 pawns in the center. We don't know what they're going to play yet. Probably knight f6. This is generally like a Pirc defense, modern defense. You can play this the way I would recommend playing against any opening where there is a dark squared bishop appearing on g7. So that means like knight c3, for example. Bishop e3, queen d2, and castle. Now we see this position happening from various Londons as well, like with the bishop on f4. This comes out here. We know that f3 is a very flexible move. This stops the knight from coming to g4, defended by the bishop, and queen d2 with bishop h6 ideas. This is currently the game plan. Thank you, Over Pizza. Yeah, if you've missed the Chess Cheaters Exposed video, very fun video. Good way to kind of identify what folks are doing that's good and bad. So it's a good move. Fighting for the center immediately. I can just castle queenside here is what I would recommend. The thing is, d5, closing the center right away. I'm actually not playing for a very specific reason. If my opponent goes knight to h5 and tries to play the move f5, which is exactly the way you're supposed to play the King's Indian. I'm doing something here in the middle called keeping the tension. If pawn takes, I'll take with the bishop. Maybe, no, queen takes is not good because we don't want to get lined up. But I had a lot of options. Okay, and my opponent missed my backup idea, which was just this. Pieces on opposite sides of the board. There's just pawn takes e5. And now there's an issue. So queen on d8 is not guarded. Yeah, we were in this cheater exposed video. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but let's put it this way. You can figure out who's cheating against you and then also how to beat them. So, breaking their strategy. So first of all, you can get tunnel vision here and take the pawn. But actually, this knight has no way home. And if we play g4, don't we just win the knight? We're seeing in a lot of the How to Win at Chess series that, and thank you for the membership upgrade, by the way. Remember, if you're interested in joining chess.com for all the library of lessons, then I have a referral code is the way this works. So you can support me and improve your own chess. So we've been beating up a lot of King's Indians, a lot of this kind of knight f6, g6, bishop g7 setup, and I feel like it's been very helpful. Continue with h4, h5. This is a hanging pawn, but it opens up my rook if my opponent takes it. It activates my rook, so. Sorry, not a referral code necessarily, it's just a link. It's like the referral ID. So if you click on any of the links, they have my ID in it. Ultimately, you end up upgrading. I'm not saying you have to, I'm just saying if you want to. It's one way to do it. So, h4. I'm thinking h5, also thinking bishop here, defended by my pawn here. Thank you, El Queso. El Queso donating $10. What? That is the whole point of this battery. Queen and bishop together on the same diagonal is a battery. How do you remove the music from YouTube audio? Microphone on track 1 and music on track 4. And only select track 1 later. HG. Yeah, the escalated quickly post was hysterical. I mean, people gotta just be in general a little bit less angry about everything. I feel like it's very bad. It's very bad for your health. We just have mate. Queen h8, queen h7, both mate. This was a nice way to show how to defeat the Pirc's defense, the King's Indian setup. e5 actually is a good move. Now here, the best move for me to play is actually to take this pawn and then, like, castle or trade queens, for example. I'm trading queens right away is not great because I can't castle my king now. But, for example, if I do this, I mean, it's a game of chess. White is a little bit better. White is a little bit better here because... Okay, my friends who are confused, this is the link. Join. There you go. So, this is a little bit better for white because the bishop is blocked by the pawn, and I have a very stable and solid center and a little bit more development. If in this position I had played d5... the best move for my opponent would be something like knight h5 and f5. And I can play a move like g4, but then it gets very wild. So for example, something like this. You know, and I can win a pawn, but this bishop just becomes an absolute, you know, god on g7. Absolute god. Like, way too strong. I mean, look, I have a bunch of pawns on light squares. So of course the bishop on g7 is not counterbalanced by anybody. That is why in the game, blundering this is, we see this all the time. So black has to be very careful here. The way you prepare against an opponent's long castle is you play c6 or a6. c6, long castles, b5. Talked about this a lot. You want to play this with black, you have to play c6, b5. This is the way you prepare against somebody who is going to try to castle this way. Everything else was pretty self-explanatory. Nick Messon. Let's go. 1180. e4. I'm gonna go e5. Standard stuff. Knight c6, bishop c4. What are we gonna get? Or a Scotch? Scotch. Okay. So against Scotch, of course, take. Knight d4. Now, well, there's an extremely tricky line against the Scotch, but there's a lot of good ways. So bishop c5 is a mainline move. Bishop c5, bishop e3, and then queen f6. There is also the immediate, very tricky move, queen to h4. There is also knight to f6 right away. I don't know. I mean, it's a big choice. I can also play queen f6 immediately. Should we teach you the main line or the tricky line? Let's teach you the tricky line, yeah? Queen h4. Super aggressive, tricky system. If opponent knows what he's doing or checks the database, I will get a very unpleasant position. However, the move that white has to know here is basically impossible to figure out unless you've played it before or, you know, you've... a second monitor, So queen h4 is super tricky. The trick is to take the pawn. To take the pawn on e4. So, for example, knight c6 is met with queen e4 check. Queen e4 check. And you pick up the pawn. Knight c3 is the best move, and now you play bishop b4. So the knight is now pinned. Very, very annoying position for white. The knight is now pinned. If bishop d2, free horse. If queen d3, development is stuck. If knight takes c6 now, queen takes c4 check. And they cannot take because of the pin. And you're going to win back the horsey, and you've won a pawn. So you're up a pawn on move 6. Actually, can I even go here? I don't think so. I think there's bishop f3. So this is still not a threat. We can take if you want, but queen c6 is more than okay. Thinking dc6, castle. No, let's not do anything too insane. Let's think about this for a sec. So if I take castle, This is a bad move, queen g2, because bishop f3 is super strong. That's why that would be a mistake. And then our piece gets trapped in there. Let's go check. Thank you, blue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're going to take, and we're going to do this so the knight is no longer threatening us. Okay, big thought here by my opponent, but opponent has to go here. What? That was a very long thought for no reason. But take or take or take? Which way are we taking? Really, the question here is how to get our king to safety. That's really the question. So if I play bc6, the thing is, a couple of moves are about to happen. So here's what's going to happen. Bishop, so opponent is going to castle and then go here and then play rook e1. So 3 moves are about to happen. I basically need to be ready to meet those moves. So for example, castles, knight f6 is terrible for me. Because rook e1 is also coming after that. Right, so queen is hitting the pawn, but as I've said, there is bishop f3, which defends the rook, defended by the bishop, and hits the queen. So something like this. Now I'm thinking bishop here. I like this a lot. Bishop here. To block the e-file. I kind of like this. Can someone tell me if this is going on YouTube or not? I don't know. Have I put all the other episodes of Win at Chess up on YouTube? Why not just the queen? Well, if we move the queen in this position, then rook e1, and it's really hard to defend our king. If we play knight e7, let's not forget the bishop can come and attack us. So it's a little bit of a dangerous variation for black, right? A little bit dangerous variation for black, but we're pawn up, and we are just going to have to defend ourselves a little bit carefully, but I think we should be fine. No, 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 too slow. And we can't castle, by the way, because it's this. No, but this is too slow. No, this is too slow. No, 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 no. Too slow. Too slow, too slow, too slow. Too slow of a move. Too slow. Instructive, but too slow. Too slow. If anything, the bishop going to a3 is better because at least it has control of the full diagonal. But no, too slow. I'm a little bit disappointed, but that's okay. That's why we do this series. That's why we do the series. It's too slow, guys. Bishop f3. That is a better move. Definitely better move. But now I have time. You know, you gave me time. This bishop. Maybe I go queen a4. I just completely kill your dreams of ever putting a bishop on a3. I don't want to put my queen anywhere it can be a target. And I don't want to go here trading the queen, because that's how you lose a queen. So, candidates. I don't want to go here because g3. I don't want to go here because g3. So I can go here, 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 and here. 4 moves. Honestly, I think stopping bishop here is the most important thing. You know, because right now I'm a move away from castling. This is a nice move. And it looks like everyone's always going to be thinking, what can I attack? But it's about stopping their plan. Because if you go to g6, you know what's going to happen, my friends? You know what happens if you go to g6? You're like, oh, I'm here. You go to g6, they play bishop a3. You are never castling. You are never castling. Everyone's out here like queen g6, bishop h3, and, okay, here and here, and are you even threatening mate? The bishop is protecting. The bishop to a3 prevents the king from oh, and by the way, look at this. Bishop c4 pins the queen to the rook, but the rook is gonna give a check. Do not be selfish. Everyone's like, I want to do this and this and this. Yeah, you want to buy a house? Where's the money? I want to buy this and this and where's the money? Show me the money. Now, okay, now we're in business. Now we're in business. Now we're in business. Now we can talk. Let's talk now. As Khabib said when he was on top of Conor and punching him in the face, hey, Hey, let's talk now. Let's talk. Let's talk now. Rook d8. Now we're in business. Once we get the king to safety, we good. We good. Everything's all right. This bishop is out of the game, but the pawns are now going to be our targets. Queen goes to e3. We're going to pick up this pawn. We can't pick that pawn up, but we have bishop c4, which we have now. We didn't have it before, but bishop c4 now. Queen cannot stay protecting this because the rook covers all of this, and if the queen goes here, we take. So now our queen is going to sneak in. We're doing damage. That's what we're doing. We're doing damage. That's how you pronounce it. Damage. Damage. That sounds like a Japanese word. Yes. Why not put the f rook to d8 in this position? Because this rook gets blocked. Great question. How do you decide where to put the rooks? You anticipate where is the game going to be open? If the bishop moves, the e and d files are open. So if you put your a rook here, in the future you will move your f rook here. If you move this rook to d8, what the hell about what about this guy? It's like you lock your little brother in a room and you just hold the door shut. You know? Don't do that. And now it's all part of the plan. Queen takes c2. Very nice. And by the way, who's protecting this bishop? So with this, we win a pawn, but the bishop goes here. So it's actually not, it might not even be so perfect because then I have to move my rook. And it's guarded, but it could have been unpleasant. So we have to go here, I think, right? You know, I'm starting to think winning this pawn wasn't even such a good idea because there is this. Maybe I should have continued. Well, then I can take. We're winning all the pawns, but not so simple. A little bit tricky position. You would rather have a rook than a little brother? I can't say that because I have a 13-year-old brother, but here. But take hits this and attacks this and protects this. He protect. Actually, she protect. She attack. But most important, she eats snack, everybody. She eats snack and stay hydrated. Hey Gotham, when is it worth trading queens? If you're up a lot of material, simplifying the queens down. If you're under attack, trading the queen is good. If it damages your opponent's pawn structure. If it improves your pawn structure. Very difficult to live your life with these big concepts. I hate that. I hate when I get into a lesson and the first thing I hear is, I don't like to trade my queen. What? First of all, no one asked, okay? If the best move in the position is to trade the queens, you're gonna trade the queens. I don't care. Now, the fact that this bishop is protected is an illusion. Let me take you through this thought process. You go, whoa, that's attacking everything. I have to move my rook. Hold on. Wait a second. What? Rook e7. Because in this position, my queen is hitting both rooks, which means they defend each other, which means that if I play the move rook takes bishop, this rook no longer will defend the rook in the corner. You don't always need to play the move where you rely on defense. At least ask yourself if you can play this move. In another position, this move will be bad. But this, can you go knight d5? Good question. Knight d5 hits the bishop, but then there is bishop takes d5. There's bishop takes d5, and then you maybe you move your rook out of the way. Sure, knight d5 also would have been possible, but it wouldn't have been as good as this. This is not mate because the opponent doesn't have to take. If they take, sure. They take, sure. Yes. Yes. Well, they didn't move their rook out of the way. Now my rook comes in and takes everybody. Now, do not get tunnel vision and do some crazy thing like this. Remember some guy asked about a queen trade? We're up a lot of material. So just for that guy, I'm going to trade the queens. I think my opponent will realize that I just hung my... Okay, well, I just totally hung a bishop. That was just a free bishop. I really wanted to trade queens, and I forgot my bishop could be taken. But we can force a queen trade like this. So that, yeah. All of this, you know, instructive content, and then I just hang a bishop for free. I mean, it happens. That's why you tune in, for entertainment. And now, the rest of the game, I will go like this. Except not actually. Correct. Do not get tunnel vision, and then I got tunnel vision there. But see, now you get to watch me make mistakes that I'm trying to teach because they are very easy to make. Especially, I mean, you get lazy, you get a big material advantage. A lot of people, for some reason, think that in series like this, the point is for me to show you I'm so good, and that's why you watch, which is not the point at all. Literally, it could not be further from the truth. I understand my place on Earth when it comes to chess. I get comments like that sometimes, like, why do you do stuff like this? What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what? Homies, that's not the point. Y'all ever been to a gym, for example, and the guy is like teaching the weaker person how to lift or stretch? Do you think the point of that work is to show to their student they are better and more fit than that person? I'm sorry, do you think people get personal trainers to pay them so that they sit there and just, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy what people have in their minds, you know? It's crazy what people, like, conceptualize as reality. So, let's get the rook out. Let's get the bishop out so we can make a queen. You notice I can make a queen and win the bishop, but I just want to make a queen. It's crazy stuff. People are crazy. Crazy people. So thank you for not being a crazy people. Now, I'm not talking about chat today. I'm just talking about in general. I get these, like, I'll see, like, very angry. I'm like, if this video upsets you so much, why not go watch, like, a video, you know, like, top 10 funniest husky compilation or something. Like, anytime I'm bored and I want, like, to be happy, I'll go watch a video about dogs. I mean, why would I stay angry and watch a video that I don't like? People are weird, man. This is the only move, and now, is there a mate? There is in one move with the horse. Boom. Nice. So, Scotch, queen to h4. The best line here for white in this position is to play bishop to e2. And then, after queen takes e4, which is the entire plan of the position, I believe that the best move is knight b5. Yes. Knight b5, looking like you're sacrificing a second pawn, but knight c7 and bishop f3. So, if you ever get hit with queen h4 in a game, and you let's say you're Nick Messon, okay, you're Nick Messon, you're like, I've never played queen h, I've never seen this. You go, I've never seen this. Go to the openings database, look at the openings database, and look at computer. You say, okay, I played the best move, and you say, why is this the best move according to computer? What if take? I don't understand. Oh, then I just castle. But why is this so good? It's so good because of this. Black is spending a lot of time in this game winning material, but not developing their pieces. So you can play like rook to e1, bishop f3, and black is in some trouble, right? That is what you do. That is what you do. Whenever you're faced with a line in the opening and it tricks you and you know, and it gets a good position and you don't play it the best way, you go back and you review. Now, for example, did I play the best move? I did. It's actually funny. I found the best move. Well, d takes c6. Maybe not trading the bishop, but d c6, bishop e6. And look, this is just too slow. Look what happens. Look at the eval. Look what happens to the evaluation. Black's favor after bishop b2. It likes white's position, actually, quite a lot after rook b1. It thinks that white is doing pretty well after rook b1. But, yeah. There you go. Instructive game. We defended our position, we got our king to safety, and only then did we actually go to work and start, you know, attacking. All right, I played e4, right? Where did I play last game? e4? All right, let's go d4. GG. d4, knight f6. Okay, c4. I don't play main line a lot. Let's see what my opponent's gonna play. Okay, knight c, they want Nimso or something, bishop b4, let's play knight f3. And I'm gonna play the Catalan. Okay. Queen's Gambit declined. I'm going to play g3, bishop g2, castle. Catalan. This is the Catalan. And the point is that you are gambiting a pawn, because long term you'll have an open bishop. Okay, so this is a very solid defense, but in being very solid, it's also a bit passive. Takes away knight c6, and the bishop cannot get out for black. You'll play knight c3. We're playing the Catalan. This is a very good... You can ride this opening up to 2750, even higher. Knight d7. So I can develop in a variety of ways. I'm still waiting for this trade to happen. I can play b3, bishop b2, the two fianchetto. I can play bishop f4, bishop g5. I don't know. Let's go b3. We've given enough chances for our opponent to take this pawn for free. Let's defend it, and then we will decide b6 and bishop b7. So, super closed position. Like, insanely closed. And generally, in positions like this with white, you are trying to determine whether or not you can play the move e4. And whether or not it's going to be a good move. So I will finish my development with bishop b2. Very solid, but very passive system, which is one of the reasons I like to open the position faster. You know, that's why you always see me in all of the openings I'm playing, trying to open the position a little bit faster. Black wants this move, so I'm going to play rook c1. Common idea, because in the future the c file will open. Now, one of the most common ways to play this position, which is actually hilarious, is queen c2, rook to d1, queen b1, and queen a1, which might look completely stupid, because it is, but the queen and the bishop on this diagonal in the future can cause some problems for black. So, queen, rook, queen, queen. And, well, that only comes from experience. That just comes from studying games played at this level. Hey, shout out to Chess. What a big raid. Thank you to Chess. What a big raid. Raiding with a party of 6,700 people. So shout out to Chess. And we got Bodhi in the chat. Oh my goodness. Let me VIP Bodhi. Bodhi gets that big VIP. Hi, Bodhi. So the other idea is to play the move e4 to take space in the center. Basically, if my opponent does not play this move, my opponent will have a terrible position. And they've delayed it once again, which now gives me all the time that I need to play the move e4. If this big trade occurs, white is a little bit better. You played a 98.5% game yesterday? I've never played a 98.5% game, so thank you. Ever. Ever. Not once. BC4. So we have big center. Big, thick center. Thick boy center right here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Instructive moment number 2. C5 has finally happened. What is the best move for white? Download better TTV extension. It's so worth it. But I have it already. What? What a random thing to tell me. D5, of course. Of course. Of course D5. Because now you have this big block. And this big block is taking space and... Right? Taking space. Pressure here. Maybe E5, maybe D6 in the future. Central space is very important. Cuts out this bishop's movement. Black cannot move any piece forward, it feels like. So then now, you have to ask... Ooh, tough question. Oh, which pawn do we take back with? Ah, they both look so good. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, they both look so good. I honestly don't know. I actually have no idea. You're supposed to take toward the middle, but I don't like activating my opponent's queenside. I think that with this, I have a bigger clamp. Oh, this is so hard. No. I'm gonna take like this. Because I will put my rocks behind my pawns, and then my pawns will go forward. They will marche. They will marche. Forward. I don't know how to say forward in French. Okay, bishop goes back, rook sees this. But if I push, it's protected. So I'm gonna put the rock behind pawn 1 and then rock behind pawn 2. These pawns together. You see the difference? If I took the other way, only one can move forward. But now both can ride to the finish line. Very nice. Torre E1. Torre C, D1, E5, E6. Okay, knight E5. This is a good trade for me. Why? Rook in the center is just a target. That is all it is. And now I can bring another pawn or move my horsey so my bishop attacks. But oh my goodness, look at this. Oh, this is a game. Look at this. This is the Catalan. Peones del Catalan. F4, E5, D6. Oh, imagine we get Connect 5. Eric Rosen would be so proud. Oh, los peones del Catalan, E5. Take. Rook D1 at the end, and we win. Oh my goodness, I don't even have to wait. But yeah, I don't even have to wait. I don't have to wait. I can just push because I have the pin. But do we get the Connect 5? Because, you know, if I push and they take, I don't get Connect 5. But the best move in the position is to push. Maybe it's not. Maybe we just go here. No, I want Connect 5. I'm here for Connect 5. I'm gonna try to get Connect 5 on the board. E5, D6. The most vicious pawn chain of all time. And it cannot be stopped. What a beautiful position. And, you know, people would not play this move because they go, I'm opening my king. Oh my god, C4. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know, like, they're gonna be like, oh my god. C4, alfil C7, jaque en G1. I don't know why everybody thinks in Spanish when they're playing the Catalan, but S5, D6. What is it? Peones pasado. Like, how do you say pass pawn? It wouldn't be pasado because pasado is past. How do you say peones was pass pawn? Oh, it's pasado. Is it actually pasado? Oh, well, there you go. It's pasado. I thought pasado was like in the past, and and el pasado is in the past. Oh, okay. Okay, it's time for Connect 5, ladies and gentlemen. Connect 5 is about to happen. Very nice. Nah, double meaning. Got it. Spain is not Catalonia? Okay, sorry. Sorry. You're right. Technically, if I'm playing el Catalán, tengo que hablar con un acento de catalán. ¿Cómo estás? Like that. Peones pasados. D6, E5, F4. That's how I have to say it. Okay, D6. Yes. ¿Cómo estás? D6. And you know what the most beautiful thing about all this is? We're gonna go D7 con un tenedor. I don't actually... How do you actually say... Oh, it's doble. You say doble. That's what you say. Yeah, you say doble. When it's a double attack, you say doble. Doble en D6. Un torre 8, torre C8. Is that actually... I'm pretty... Isn't that the Catalonian accent? No. Am I just completely wrong? Well, then I have probably just offended like 40 people who are from the Catalonia region. I'm sorry. No? It's a different language? Oh, that's the wrong accent. Ah, that's the wrong accent. Well, I apologize. I'm a stupid American. I apologize. Isn't that the southern region accent? That's Barcelona? Oh. Ah, got it. No, but see now D7. Okay, forgive me. I have an excuse. All right, I'm a stupid American. I don't know anything. Listen. I don't know anything. Please do not hold me accountable. Here in American schools, we are taught about McDonald's recipes, and we are taught about how to own guns. Oh my gosh, I have a new queen. We're not taught about different accents of Spain. I'm very sorry. Yes, I'm very sorry. I honestly thought I did not know. It is a reason not... Yes. I apologize. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody. I do know also there is the tension between, you know, Catalonia and mainland and Spain, and so... Give us the McDonald's recipe. I didn't pay attention in school, so I actually don't know. Está bien? All right. If it's bien, it's bien. We just play ajedrez, and that's it. Very nice. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying the beginner boot camp. We're queen up, so this position's good. Guys, if you play the Catalan, oh my goodness. This opening is El Solido. It is the most solid, and then you play this E4, you get this nice big center, and at the end you style with knight to F6 check. They cannot take because of the pin, knight E8. I'm gonna hear about this. Queen blunder? How? Where was the queen blunder? Knight to E2 check? No, knights don't move like bishops. Knight to E2 fork would have worked if the knight could move like a bishop, but sadly it cannot. Bishop takes G7 check, and it all falls. Queen takes G7, and that's it. And that's it. Nice. I mean, I have nothing else to say. the biggest decision of the game came right here. He could have forked the queen and rook. When? I mean, the connect 5 was beautiful. Oh, and d7. Oh! And don't just take back. Boop. Whoop. I just... This... d7. And we convert. You mean here? No, no, no. Knight was covering. And then, that's why I played knight d5. And then we went down. And there you go. There you go. Nice win. All right, Gio, you're up next. And if anybody's confused, by the way, why I'm playing low-rated subscribers, I'm recording for YouTube, no, Twitch and YouTube, called Win at Chess series. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what you're doing. Let's play Siciliano. E4, C5. Let us play the accelerated dragon with knight c6 and g6. Oh yeah, leet. Very nice. CD4. I'm glad this meme never died. G6. Magnus Carlsen played this. This is the accelerated dragon Sicilian. He played this today against David Anton Guijaro, Spanish player. C3, not a bad move, but not critical. You want to put your knight there. Why would you block your horsey? I just played bishop g7, and I'm going to play d6, knight f6, and castle. How do you say Sicilian in Russian? Защита Sicilia, like Sicilianskaya. I can't quite say it. I don't know, it's like, it's a weird thing with your tongue. Sicilianskaya защита. There we go. I had to like turn on my inner comrade. Knight f6 and castle. Sicilianskaya защита. Oh my goodness. Sicilianskaya. I like had a, it's not Sicilian. What is Sicilianskaya? Sisig is a very tasty Filipino dish, but it's Sicilianskaya защита. Yes, I have to... As a sub, how do you play with me? If you... Listen, public service announcement. You ever want to end up in one of these videos, must be Twitch subscriber, Twitch, not YouTube, and you need to be in the Discord. So I'm going to take with the pawn. I don't want to trade queens. No queen trade for me, thank you. And now we want to put more pawns in the center, but also castling is good, and then, you know, we can do this. What about Tata Steel Day 2? There's one more game going, which is why I cannot record a recap video until that game is over. It's not my fault. They decide, you know, they really love chess. They want to play it for 6 hours and 15 minutes. As native, I would say my Russian... well, I do speak Russian, so... Если вы этого не знали, 36 минут в этом видео вы это первый раз слышали, теперь... Но на каждом видео, на каждом стриме всегда сюрприз для кого-то, что я говорю по-русски. Без акцента почти. Он русский? Что? Серьезно? Я его смотрел уже 2 месяца, никогда не знал, что он может говорить по-русски. Охуел. Okay, d5. Yes, we have Comrade Russian. Okay, now e5. Knight g4. Very important move. Protected by bishop. From queen. Hits this. So, opponent is 1300. Very respectable rating. No repertoire against Sicilian. I mean, 4 moves. Immediately inaccurate. And already making stuff up. So chess is a game of unlimited beauty, but it's not just checks and attacks. You have to be creative, in the words of Kasparov during his masterclass advertisement. And it's also not a game where you need to be making up theory on move 5. Just learn something against the Sicilian. That's all. That's it. You need to just learn, you know, a line or two against Sicilian, easy. But you cannot be making stuff up at this level. At 1400s, people are already studying. You know, they have their courses. They have their, you know, they have their courses, and they're going to be looking at stuff. At this level, openings. Have you guys seen my YouTube video? Are you stuck at chess? You should watch this video. That video, always I'm pressing at 1400. Learn some openings, for the love of God. Learn some openings. Play a Gambit. You're gonna see a world of difference. Now we take another pawn to the center. Also, queen b6 would have been very strong, attacking b2. And e3, not guaranteed that we win anything because queen can guard both, but very useful move. Smith-Morra Gambit, for example. Now we'll play queen b6. I like this move a lot. Very flexible, hits this, rook b8, open b file. And I'm playing normal moves. I haven't done anything special, you know? Alapin versus Sicilian is good, but there's better options. You have to understand, what do all chess players hate? Being attacked. So play Gambits. Smith-Morra Gambit is vicious. Smith-Morra. You know, if you're gonna play like this, suffocate me. C4. Well, some people are into that. But in chess, not everybody's into that. Maroxy bind. Super vicious. If I play E4, knight D4, can I go C5? I like that. Let's take space. E4. Oh! Oh, I missed this. Oh, bishop H6 was so strong. Ah, I had bishop H6, and the only way to defend would be king to F2. Which actually, I mean, it looks stupid, but it does the job. See, I missed this. Now, my idea when the knight comes here is to extract it, kick it out with C5, but you know what happens. Is Smith-Morra the Gambit that is similar to Danish? Yes. Just look it up, guys. Look it up. Everybody wants to learn chess. Everybody wants to be good at it. No one wants to put in the work. Everybody wants to be in good shape. No one wants to go outside and exercise and not eat, you know, sugar and soda. You know? Everybody wants a high-paying job. Well, actually, no. That one's... Let's just be very clear. That one actually does not always depend on your degree. I was going to say, nobody wants to go through school. That is not always very true. Okay, when the knight goes here, do not get tunnel vision, because the knight is just going to come right back. The pawns are doing a job not letting the knight go forward. So play bishop to e6, finish development, guard the center. Right? It's a good question. Should you learn Catalan at 600-700 is the question. You can, but it will be difficult to fully implement everything. I would recommend learning just more aggressive standard stuff, which you can actually, you know, put to the test and use and attack your opponents. Catalan at 600-700 is nice. You'll never make, you know, big blunders, but at 600-700, it's a, you know, it's like a drunk bar fight. Stay out of trouble. Don't get hit with anything sharp. And sooner than later, they'll tire themselves out and fall face first on the floor. That's chess at 600-700. C3 Sicilian work for Canty against you? I didn't play the Sicilian. And he didn't play the Sicilian. Oh, I didn't play C3 Sicilian against him. So, no, definitely don't play C3 Sicilian. I mean, compared to your other options, I do not like C3 Sicilian. Is it a good opening? Yes. But I personally... You do not have my blessing. Does that mean that you need my blessing to play an opening? No. But you do not have my blessing. I'll tell you right now, you do not have my blessing. Should I take as much space as possible? By the way, now I can play c4 because the knight cannot come back to the middle. In fact, I like that very much. How does my opponent defend this pawn? New viewer here, dude, the stream is so effing insanely entertaining. Holy blank, is Gotham a born entertainer? Oh, thank you. My ego is so inflated. And so is my rating. Check. Thank you. On a serious note, I know that sometimes I'll pull out, you know, chat haters, or even on YouTube, I'll pin hate comments. Guys, I know 99.9% of you are just here to, number one, enjoy the chess. Number two, learn and like be like, you know, every day trying to get better. And number three, just have fun. Doesn't matter what your mechanism for having fun is. Some people skydive to have fun. Some people create 47 anonymous accounts on Twitch and get banned from everywhere for saying gross things. Some people just hang out in the chess community because they liked it. They like it. They just like to play chess. You know, they don't need to work hours and hours. It's a nice escape from them for them because they're doing, you know, law or they're doctors or something, or they're, you know, students, you know, or they're suffering the consequences of coronavirus and it's affecting their mental health, and chess for them is a reprieve from the otherwise, you know, stresses of day-to-day life. It's a lot of people living different lives. So if I'm the mechanism and we're the community where you're having a good time, then how can I, you know, that's great. Welcome. Welcome, enjoy yourselves, have a good time, maybe learn some chess as a bonus. Why does my stream feel like 1.5 speed? New Yorkers talk fast. I think I'm also generally born, I think I'm an undiagnosed ADHD. Actually, they said I didn't have it when I was a kid, but I think I've developed it as an adult, so. Plus, with the whole streaming and all this and Blitz and Bullet, I can't do the slow things anymore. You know? Like, I can't read a book. I can't focus, which is not good. And I think long-term, that is something I need to fix. But for now, you know, I'm good. Okay. We can take. And you say, Levy, what about bishop d4? And I say, you're right. That's another good move. But here, my opponent does not have this. They don't have this because, bam, forquito. So this is a nice move. The point is that they want this, but I have in between move e3, defending the bishop, attacking the rook, and maintaining this. So we also have bishop back to e3, of course. We are definitely winning. But let's be very clear. My opponent had a worse position by move 8. That cannot happen. That is just an openings problem. And you need to put in the time to find a good opening against the Sicilian. That is just the truth. That is why, you know, we're here. If you want to get out of 1400, it's time. Put in the work. Put in the work, and you can beat up people who play the Sicilian. Let's go, Gio. My opponent says, damn, man. What? Should have said damn, man, when you played c3. It's been damn, man, for a while. It ain't damn, man, right now. It's been damn, man, for a while. Free bishop declined? That was not a free bishop. Because there was check. All right. That is the truth. There's a couple of good ways to play against the dragon. c4. By the way, you know, I could be talking about all these things here. I could be saying, like, oh, c3 is bad. Maybe my opponent mouse slipped. Like, maybe my opponent meant to play c4 and mouse slipped and actually, like, knows, like, hundreds of hours of Maroxy bind, which is what this is called, which is one of the main lines, and he just slipped. Like, maybe c3 just was a slip, and, but I actually think, I think c3 was a move. I mean, I've seen, you know, Daniel Naroditsky play against people who are like 1400, and they just play c3 because their logic is I'm reinforcing my knight. And they're not wrong, but the knight has to go here. So, that's all that was, honestly. I said everything I had to say about that game. Everything. That game was decided by my open lines, my queens, my bishops, and my pawn space advantage, right? So, let's go. What have we played so far? e4? I'm going to go back to e4. Because I had a King's Indian, and then last game I played a Catalan. I'm going to go back to e4 for this one. Again? Oh my gosh. Everybody's playing this. Okay, d4. I mean, what to say? What to say? Are we going to get a King's Indian? Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, this. Let's see how Mr. Fabs plays against this. Long castle. Okay. I have said many times how y'all supposed to play this. Y'all supposed to do this. If opposed to castles, queenside, kingside, it's oh. See, now I'm gonna do my thing. I'm just gonna go to work. That's what I'm doing. I do my work every single time. It's the same game plan every single time. It cannot be knight d7. Yeah, I gotta fight. Fight. That's a good move. This is a good move. Now, if we want to create an attack, chat members, dearest members of my chat, what do? You can take, bring out the king. Do you take or do you push? What do you do? What do you do? Close the center. Now, if you take, it's not terrible, but their knight comes out, then you push. Lock the doors. Okay? Y'all ever seen Kingsman? What happens in Kingsman? Guy walks to the door, locks it, turns around and goes, manners make a man, and man, everybody gets their butts kicked. Okay, that's what happens. That's what we're doing right now. Now, c6 is a good move. The problem is, this is a mistake now. Why? Because we can take, and we can take this pawn. So the thing about chess, it's like martial arts. You fake the takedown, and you go over the top, like Khabib on Conor. Right? We're faking that we're going to go this way. It forces a reaction, and we can immediately punish this reaction by winning a pawn. So don't get tunnel vision necessarily, right? You can also punish immediate mistakes. Like, if the opponent had played a6, for example, to go b5, I would have kept going. But c6, you know, bop him, take on d6, bop him, take on d6, bop him and take on d6. Easy, right? Bop him, and then take on d6. You know, if they had gone knight c5, for example, again f3 and then g4, h4, h5. Queen takes d6. Yes. Now, this is a pro and con for me, because on the one hand, I've won a pawn, and on the other hand, no, this is the second time. The second time in this video someone played a bishop to a passive square. Time is everything. Time is precious. In Kasparov's masterclass ad, time is precious. No, too slow. Don't be so slow. Who cares about this pawn? Go hunt me down. Queen b6, something more aggressive. I really like g4. I really like this move. This move looks so good. But I just realized it's stupid. My idea was that if this, I can take. And I'm not wrong, but then there is knight takes f2. So maybe I am wrong. So maybe f3, maybe bishop e2, maybe h4, h5. Let's go h4. I mean, this is a slow move. Two things have happened here. Number one, this is blocked. Number two, this is blocked. Number three, this can't move because this is hanging. Number four, there was no number four. I just wanted to sound smart. Correct, actually. I think you're right. I could have maybe taken and all this, but just h4, h5 and but now h4, and again, what is the golden rule? If h4, h5, don't even think, h5. You cannot let me go here. If I go here, you lose. I mean, it's just, if you're gonna play the King's Indian and they play h4, h5, don't even think. h4, h5. Not listening to me, but this is a good move. First of all, this is hanging. First of all, and also rook can come, and I'm in a little bit of trouble. So let me think. Now, I like queen v6. I like this move a lot. It's actually it's forcing me to slow down and actually contemplate. But I'm gonna keep going, because the truth is, this pawn is not worth it for my opponent. The queen's up in my face, but I can play like attacking and then I can just develop around it. I'm much more worried about the knight getting here and forking my rocks, but whoops, that's illegal and also stupid. What if you try to do h5, but they have g4 covered with a pawn? So h5 for them, then you play f3, g4. Okay, very good. Opponent wants to move horse. Very good. Very good. Opponent wants to move horse. Knight f3? I mean, here's the thing, my friends. This knight is guarding this knight. And right now, knight c5 looks good, because the queen cannot move. But don't forget, we have a lingering threat. We have a lingering pawn standing on the outskirts of town. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we could be alone. I'd be waiting for you, but okay, can I get DMCA'd for even singing Taylor Swift? So if the knight moves, the king is the only thing guarding the horse. I will play check because the queen is worth less than the king. The king moves, and then I will take the horse for free. So that would be really funny if I get DMCA'd, but it's okay. It's like an hour in, they'll never know. Right. Okay, knight takes h5 has occurred. There it is. Now, you always have this question. Do I sack? I don't think so. I don't think I sacrifice. There's no reason to sacrifice. No reason, just g4. G4 with big attack. I think. But do I know? G4, knight f6, g5, knight goes back. Huge progress was made. Hmm. It's the most direct plan I have. Trust my instinct. Knight g5 looks good as well. Knight g5 also looks good. A lot of stuff looks good. Most important, if you're playing in a clock situation, don't fall behind on time. Don't fall behind on time. I cannot stress this enough. You both have 6 minutes. You don't have 5.5 minutes to sit here to find the best move. Just play the move, damn it. Move. Just go. Trust yourself. The point is, oh, you're not playing defensively, brother. You're playing hostile, very aggressive. Very aggressive style. So, here's the thing. Is the knight attacking anybody? No. If I take, that's good, because it's a fork. However, what if they don't take my knight? What if they move? Now I have a problem, because my queen cannot take this pawn anymore. Right now, the reason why they cannot move their knight is because I would take the pawn. If the knight were to take there, I would not have that anymore. So, what do we do? That looks good. I think. I like this. Because the other benefit of this is that I have queen to f6 when the knight moves. I like g5. I think g5 is the best move. Securing squares near the king. I can also move this bishop to c4. Just to show my opponent I know how the bishop moves. And also maybe just activating it a little bit. Again, I'm not really concerned about queen f2, but you know, the longer the game goes on, queen f2 does become a possibility. The longer the game goes on. But right now, again, the only threat is to take my... Okay, there it is. But now, see, here's the difference. Is that now I am threatening to take. Because I secured this. See, a move ago, if the knight moved, I wouldn't have had queen f6. But now I do. Now I do. I do have queen f6. Because I played g5. So it all flows together. If knight takes e5, queen e5 is check. Only move is king g8. And then chess happens. Okay, take. What, here? Rooks see each other. Should I take? I don't really want to. I think taking is... I'd rather have my opponent take me. Maybe bishop c4? Yeah, now... Whew, now this move looks very nice. Very, very nice. And I connect my rooks, and I think I'm happy. This bishop is still the worst light squared bishop of all time for black. And black has actually a decent position, but could get in trouble very fast. So... Why not take? Because rook comes. No reason to take. Helping my opponent activate the rook and keeping my... I would rather fight for control of the file. So don't take. And now, of course, a move that will always be useful for me is king b1. Just getting the king out of the way of any check with the queen or the knight. But I don't need to play this move. We also have a lingering threat of rook takes h7. King h7, rook h1. Very common sacrifice. Okay, to get in. I mean, that's nothing, right? Just king b1. And speak your truth, Fabson. Speak it, fool. Oh, no. Rook e8. There you go. Attacks queen. First of all, can I just go for the bishop? First of all. What about this? That looks very nice. Oh, that looks... Oh, that just, ugh. This is like the mob boss outside of the store. You know? It's time to pay up rent. You see him outside, you're not getting anywhere. This is the mob boss right here. And it's progressive mafia. It's a queen who's the boss, so... It's not like the 1920s mob. It's like the modern day mob. Outside to collect the payments. It's about to get really bad. Rook is coming to support... Oh man, this is the guy. This is the shotgun rolling up right here. Oh, this is not good. The bishop is finally activated. But I think it's too little too late. Rook to d7, and I'm not sure how you are ever surviving this. Of course, we need to look at what they can attack as well. But they cannot take anything. Bishop f7 is a mate threat. Just a mate threat. Rook f7, queen f7, GG. Knight can come back to block. Actually, that's not terrible. Knight can come back to block. But then bishop is hanging. So, this, yeah, the game is over. Why I don't sack rook for mate? Because knight can come back to block. So, those of you that are saying this, rook h1, knight comes with h5. Or even h3. So, don't be so hasty. Rook takes b7. And finally, we have captured this pathetic fool on b7. Also, somebody is saying take, take, mate. You are not wrong, but take and take. And there is no mate. By the way, what is your name? If only I knew. What is my name? What even is a name, really? Knight d5. Defending the queen. Notice that I didn't just take, even though I'm up material, trading is good. Trading is good when you are up material, but in this case, I would rather my knight land there. What even is a name? Who even knows? Who even knows, really? Does anybody really even truly have a name? We didn't pick our own names. We were born in them, molded by them. I didn't see my name till I was already a toddler. By then it was just blinding. Okay, I'm gonna stop quoting movies and songs. It's gonna confuse people. And now we can take... And now the simplification process begins. This pawn can be taken, but so can this pawn. And this game will be won and lost with our pawns. We'll move the rook and go bap, 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 bap. And opponent will try to go bap and not push anything further because they cannot move any more pawns. So, only in death do we have a name. Yes, very true. Very true for artists, by the way. A lot of their art only becomes, more famous when they pass, unfortunately. To me, Bane is one of the most gangster movie villains of all time. Terrifying. I mean, what they did with Bane was unbelievable. And then what you do is you use your pawn as a bit of a decoy, you deactivate the enemy rook, you swap back, bam, bam, bam. Easy. 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 And now, ladies and gentlemen, you will be rewarded for spending 1 hour watching me play chess. Or perhaps he's wondering why you would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. Oh, you think darkness is your ally. But you merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light till I was already a man, but then it was just blinding. And then, obviously, the most gangster moment of the entire movie, which is, thank you for the $3 donation, by the way. YouTube didn't hear what you wrote, but it was really quite a TTS. There was, something about, but we are acquainted, aren't we, Mr. Wayne? When he, figures out, because obviously, he knows who Bruce Wayne is. Spoilers, I apologize. Okie dokie, ladies and gentlemen, so let's calculate. Can we sacrifice the rook? B5, F5, B6, F4, B7, F3, B8, check, boom. And this is something called the square. So in this position, we are 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away from promotion. So if we go 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is the square. The black king needs to be in this square. If black was to move, black would play king f4, we would still be winning because we have a second pawn. But if we didn't have that second pawn, then probably it would be a draw. But because we move, bam, bam, and bam, and we are outside of the realm of the square, and the pawn will queen first. And by the way, if the queen was queening, also, if the pawn was queening as well, black would be fine. But we queen would check. And that's why. Now we play c4. You know what the best part is? Without this pawn, this would be a draw. Without this pawn, this would be a draw. Queen versus bishop pawn, 1 square away from promotion with king close, is a draw. So we sacrifice the queen for the pawn in this case. We promote a queen, and the game is over. If you don't know that how to win queen versus 1 pawn endgame, you know who has a video about that? And now the easiest checkmate pattern. Put the queen in knight opposition. If it was a knight, it would be giving check. And they will resign. Okay. Or they will play it out, which is fine. So what you notice what we're doing once we do this? We follow the king. Oh, never mind. Opponent did resign. I actually would have been completely okay if opponent kept going. So you put the queen in knight opposition. If it was a knight, it would be giving check. And then when they move, you copy them. 1 square and diagonally backwards. So 1 square this way. King this way. We would have went this. And you bring the king to the back row. And once the king is on the back row, make sure it's not stalemate. The king always has 1 square of breathing room. Bring the king, give mate. Easiest technique for the beginners in the chat. Let's go, Spurg. Let's go. We got back-to-back Germans. They sent in the big boy. E4. I've played a lot of D5. Let's play E5. Ooh. Picante. Picante. What is this? Danish Gambit. Ooh, Danish Gambit. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to show you how to refute the Danish Gambit. That is the beauty of chess. In chess, you have to win with an opening, and you have to defeat the opening. Ladies and gentlemen, the best move against the Danish Gambit is the move Queen to E7. It is a move that no beginner will ever play against you. No intermediate player will play against you. But this is why you show up to the martial arts dojo. This is why, ladies and gentlemen. And my opponent is very well prepared, actually. Is playing all the best moves. Aha, my opponent has watched my video. It's like playing myself. Let's give a check. Of course, we need quick development because we've grabbed the pawn. We've got a queen as a target. This is the best move. I'm playing against myself, basically. Sometimes you play with and sometimes against. So bishop takes c3 is possible, but it's a pin, so I don't need to rush. Question is, what do I want? Do I want the knight on f6? I guess, right? It's very active. Maybe knight e7 is also actually not a crazy move. I kind of like this move, knight to e7. So, yeah, I like this. This cannot take because of this. I'm thinking maybe knight f5 in the future. I don't know. Knight f6 also. So still not threatening to take me. Knight d5? Or knight f5? I don't know this. Knight f5? I also just want a castle. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'm gonna go knight f5. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Knight f5. Because the thing is, you know why? Because if I played knight f6, here's the truth. Because if I had gone knight f6, I could have gone knight d5. But I played knight e7, which means I can still go knight d5. But then why did I play knight? Why didn't I just go here? So I'm doing it a little bit different. Can I go here? It looks nice. I like that. Yeah, knight. Yeah. That looks good. Because then if take my queen, I take this. Ooh. Okay. Can you play Danish as black? No. What? Take queen? What? Stop inventing stuff. I mean, I guess you could. But no, stop. No, don't do it. No. Castle. Okay, we're just pawn up. So, a gambit is designed to get aggressive, hostile, and beat you. But if you take away the queen, where's the queen? I don't see a queen. And then you stabilize your structure, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. That's what we're doing. And I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing to take. You know why I played c6? You go, Levy, why didn't you just put your knight there? I played c6. I didn't want the knight to enter. It's like a little rose thorn. Right? c6. This knight is not going anywhere. And then I want to put 2 pawns in the center. I can take and play d5. And now I have finished my development. I have one clean extra pawn. There's no b pawn for the opponent. It's not like a completely winning position yet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we play f6 to prevent the other knight from ever entering our territory. Is it necessary to play this move? Absolutely not. But I just wanted to show you how to do it on the other side of the board. You can also play bishop to g4, which is also a good move. That is a great move. Activating the rook, maybe wants to go here. King f7 is, you know, honestly, maybe. Can I play king f7? It doesn't hang this because no, maybe it does because like something, I'm not gonna, no. Here, I don't like that the rook can get in. I don't like this. Maybe bishop. Bishop, because I want to trade the rook. This is my idea. That's what I want. I want to trade the rook. Whoa! No. Too fancy. What is this? It's too fancy. What is that? What are we doing? This and this? That's called a reroute. But I'm gonna trade. And if I can get your active rook off the board, I am very happy. Wow. But if the knight comes this way, I have b6. So, should I take? I just b6. Stop the opponent from getting what he wants. It's like it's like a hostile toddler in a cookie jar. a4. a5 maybe, because they want a5 themselves. Can I just play knight a6, by the way? Like, what if I just... I'm tired of reacting to my opponent. Why not here? And if this, okay, whatever, so what? Take me. And I want to go take, rook e8. I want to trade the pieces to make it into an endgame where I have an extra pawn. And then if this... Yeah, so let's go here. And then immediately go for the trade. So now the opponent will not have any rooks. And we are a pawn up in a knight and bishop endgame. What is important when you're in a knight and bishop endgame? Being a pawn up. After that, it's the pawn structure and where you can create a passed pawn. In this case, we have 1, 2, 3. They have 1, 2. That is where we are going to win. That is where we are going to win the game. Somebody said, I clicked because you said not to click, and now I'm going to leave. Okay, very good. Bye. Okay, now this is going to take a while. Do we trade the bishops as well? Oh, huge decision. Oh my god. Do we trade the bishops? I don't think so. And I want to move my king, but in some lines my pawn is hanging. I'm going to play h6, and then I'm going to bring my king to d6 and play c5. This is the plan. So the thing is, right now, if I had moved my king, taking here is bad because bishop gets trapped. However, once I move my king far enough, it wouldn't have been trapped. So I'll move my king to d6. I don't know. So Bodhi said, should you trade bishops if your pawn will promote on a light square? A little bit too abstract. I honestly think the more pieces we trade, if this was a pawn endgame, black is probably winning because 6 pawns versus 5 basically is always going to be a win, I think, for the guy with 6 pawns. But maybe bishop takes was the best move. So now what, g5? And trading too many pawns is also not good. If you get down to one pawn, the knight can just sack itself. So king d6. This was always the plan. Activate el rey. Activate el rey. He can also activate el rey, by the way. That's kind of unpleasant, and I have to go like g6, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. c5 is the coming idea. It's the next idea for me. Right, but the king cannot come any closer. So c5 and okay, come forward, and you cannot go here. My bishop is very nice. I can play bishop d7 to prevent you from moving forward at all. Oh, now in some endgames, an imbalanced trade is the best kind of trade. Bishop for knight, which will basically create a totally new complex of an endgame. Or knight for bishop, for example. Generally, bishops are better than knights in endgames. However, if you leave all your opponent's pawns on dark squares, and they have a light squared bishop, they will never be able to defend their pawns. For example, if this trade happens, and I play c4, I create this wedge, and they have pawns on different color squares than the bishop. Then I can go here and win the pawns. Pawns together, ladies and gentlemen. Pawns together. I don't want to see none of this knight takes c5 garbage. Knights is good, but pawns together in the endgame. I don't want to hear any of this knight. No. Okay. c4 is a terrible move because they play knight d4 and they block our pawns. Now, bishop a4. Oh, goodness me. I have no idea. Knight c7. I'm going to start with this knight b5 going for this pawn. This pawn's got no guards, and the best part is no one can guard it. Nobody can guard it. Knight b5. What? Oh, knight b7? Here? Wait. Oh, also c4 is a possibility. Ah. Clever. Okay. Check. King goes up. What's a good move? Very, very, very decent move. Decent move, for sure. Bishop d7, I think, is now... I'm back to this idea, because I really don't like that the king is all up in my face. I don't think this is as scary of a threat as I'm making it out to be. Check. Here. Oh, then I have knight f8, which is kind of savage, to go bishop g6. Pushing is also... We don't need that. That pawn's just going to be a decoy. c4 now is not the world's stupidest move. Actually, it's not a bad move, maybe. Because now the knight cannot blockade. Oh, but the king can go back. Endgames are so difficult. What do I do? I don't know. What do I do? You know what? I found something. Ladies and gentlemen, knight b5, the idea is c4. But even in endgames, there can rest tactics. g5 check. And if the king moves to either of these squares, the knight goes to d4. So the king will be forced to retreat to e3, after which I will push my other pawn with a check, and then I will move my knight. I think. I'm not very good at this game, but that is what I think will happen. Also, opponent decides to take. So, big question, do we take fg or hg? Fg or hg? King g4 or h5, defended by the bishop. So, oi oi oi. I'm honestly leaning toward this move. But it is so difficult to tell. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm gonna take like this. I don't know. And I'll tell you why. Because this is an imbalance. If I take with the h-pawn, it is f and g versus f and g. But with this, I can create a passed pawn in el futuro. d4 check, ladies and gentlemen. It has arrived upon the board. There it is. With check, the plan, the grand master plan has arrived. The point. What? What about check? Hello? You're not scared? I'd be scared. Wait, you're just gonna let me take your bishop? No, I'm very happy because the pawn endgame is winning 100% now. 100% this will be a win. If we trade knights and bishops, because I have too much activity and the outside pass pawn. I'll make a h-pawn pass pawn. Because now this is good for me. If take this way, just bring bishop back. I mean, nothing, or even this and try to win the pawn. Because I have too much activity. I have too many active pawns there. I think. I don't know. But, we'll see. Also, this is a move which hits both. And then I'm going to have to either play king c6 and attack the horse, or sack the pawn. But I don't think I'm going to sack the pawn. Did I know the Statue of Liberty is in New Jersey? Thank you. This is the primetime chat commentary that I show up to stream every day for. In the middle of a intense chess bout, 40 moves in, I just want to be told that my opponent says, man, I hate endgames. Great. Never ever tell that. Never tell your opponents you're hating the game. All right? Don't do that. Don't ever show weakness. Okay, check king d3, nothing happens. Knight c3, knight b7, king here, check. You know what? I'm gonna go, whoa, knight c7, wait. Oh my god, here. Oh my god. Oh my god, this might be the best move. Oh my god, this might be the only move. Because if I play knight c3, there is check. I have to play the only move that protects my pawn. Then there is a check and the knight sneaks over. Oh my god, and it's gonna hit my pawns. Oh my, so maybe it's knight c3. Because knight c3, knight b7, king c6, knight d8, king b6 or king d7, knight f7, knight e4. Then if knight h6, there is knight f2 and we're trading. But is that winning for me? I have the pass pawn, but I'm not sure. If I go check here, 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 oh, I have no time. Oh my god, I have no time. What do I do if I have no time? Have no time. Have no time. I play knight c3 and trust my gut. Oh my goodness. I'm down 2 minutes and I've got no bonus time. Bonus time. Bonus time. Singing songs is why you watch my videos. Oh, this is so bad. Oh my goodness. King D... I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I go this way. I just say to hell with it. G4. Knight H6. No. Knight E4 there. No. Yo, what is happening? I have got no clue. Actually, this I can come back. What is happening? Knight to E4. If F3, there is this. If this, there is this. I'm not sure this is a winning. I'm not sure this is a winning. I can't even speak English anymore. Knight takes F2. Knight F7 hits my pawn, but I can come back. I can also push. I can push. Wait. Should I push? Should I come back? Here. Take. Take. No, that's definitely a draw. I can also play Knight H3. Let's just go G4. Check. Here. Here, here. Here I have this. And then back. Oh, we're good. We're good. I think we're good. I think we're fine. I think we're winning. Can you say? I just gotta go. This is... No. Knight D3. Knight D3 is best move. Knight D3 is the best move for white. Wait, but that's a blunder because... Can't I activate my king now? See, this is what my opponent needs to avoid. Moves that attack the knight and get closer to white's position. Here, here, check, knight g5, king e3. Oh my god, is that winning? King e4, knight here, knight deflects, king e3, and I've brought my king successfully into the territory, and I think I'm winning. Because if knight here, check, king d2, I have no progress, because I cannot go here because the knight is covering. If check, king d2, I lose my pawn. So this, check, king goes... Also king f5, actually. What is that? What is that? King f3. We've snuck in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived. We have arrived. No, this person's not cheating. That's ridiculous. Don't say such silly stuff. Check. Now we give a check. Oh my god, wait, are we still not winning? Yo. You're kidding me. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to lose this pawn. Dude, this is crazy. Dude, this is crazy. What is happening? Knight e2. No checks. Oh my god, this is so tricky. And I cannot push because knight just sacrifices itself and it's a draw. Blunder. Knight f4. Knight f4. Knight f4. Trade. Take, push, there, and we queen would check. Oh my goodness, we're gonna win this game because of the fork. We forked them. And now we take with check. We take with check and the game is over. We take with check and it's over. King d5, g3, king e6, g2, c7, g1. Also, just move the knight far away. Yeah, we only have 12 seconds, by the way. Now, we go out here. If they push, we push. Opponent is going to try to go for my knight, I think. So I'm just going to push. Oh, opponent just resigns. That was such an epic game! Oh my god, that person played the game of their life. That was that endgame a draw? No, here we're playing for a win. Okay, this g5 plan, a little aggressive. Okay, did we play? Okay. G4, best move. King e6, best move. King f5, best move. King e4. King f3. I blundered a draw. This is a draw. This is a draw. Wait, what? Why can't I just take? Knight c5? Oh, computer is just a savage. Computer doesn't think that you need to go defend your pawn. This one natural move draws the game. If I had just taken and went here, I have a shield with my knight. Oh my goodness. I have a shield with my knight and I just promote. His knight cannot get back in time. If knight to e6 attacking my pawn, I can push it. If check, king e4 and the I mean that's so hard. I actually played that endgame really well, just at the end I mean yeah, wow. Why is it a draw? So knight e6 loses. The only way to draw it is to go here and then sack and then win this pawn. And what if I go here? Oh, take and don't take, just push. Just push. I thought this was winning for me. It's not, because we queen at the same time. And check, and you don't take because you get x-rayed. You don't take. You go king c4, c2, and it's a draw. It's perpetual check, and I mean, that is just disgusting is what that is. It's apparently just a draw. Wow. Spurg, aka N with 5 1s in chat, that was an outstanding game. What a game. I'll put that game in the link in the YouTube video. Wow. What an epic game. 4 1s? Oh, I keep adding a 1. I mean, I don't even that was just whatever. I mean, that's just the kind of game, like, you play a game like that, you just want, it feels like you just, like, donated blood. How can we, I mean, that was just, I mean, this, okay. Whew. I will, d4. We're gonna end with Super Daniel. I mean, that game was more than super. That game was crazy. What an insane game of chess. d4, d5. c4? Or what? London. c4. London. We haven't had a London in a while. London. London. Whew. Okay, let's show you how to beat a 1800 in a London system. Knight to f6, just play e3, solid. That was, what a game. What a game. And by the way, you were well within your right to flag me there, because I only had 12 seconds. If you're playing a real game, go for the flag. Why not? b6. That's not a normal move. I would expect more movement to the middle. Of course, it's not a bad move. Just want to play bishop b7. Can play knight f3 or can go for c4. I'll play knight f3. c4 also possible. How hard is it to turn the page after an epic game? For me, I mean, with the streaming, it's very simple. In games that matter, like in tournaments, what? It's not so simple. I am not a GM. I had a crazy endgame and I couldn't recover. In the next game, I blundered in the opening. So, you know, sometimes you play a 6-hour chess game, and if you win, it feels amazing because it you know, you put it in the work. But if you lose or you draw, God, it feels awful. It feels atrocious to not win a 6-hour game when you were winning. Oh, it's just the worst feeling in the world. I wouldn't wish such a madness on anybody. Okay, Daniel is not playing very super chess. I'm just gonna say this now. I don't know what is going on here. So first of all, I guess the idea is to, you know, it's weird. What about queen a4? This is not always a good move, but in this case, the bishop is just hanging. It's just because they already moved their horsey. So if bishop c4 takes, we will have a trade, and okay, I'll have an active queen pressuring this. What? This is very weird. Like, not suspicious, but it's just doesn't look good at all. Queen c4. I mean, I have a very active c-file now. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, generally, if you're gonna play b6, you have to go bishop b7. Super Daniel needs to have an opening against the London. And guys, all of you need to have an opening against the London. Just something you play. You cannot be making stuff up about the London. So I don't, you know, you gotta have a weapon you use. Okay, e6, but by the way, isn't this just free? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's very, very... So bishop c7 is at least possible, but I would not recommend this. So for example, if you go queen c7, take, rook c8 comes. So you have to think, how can they attack my bishop? Rook c8. And if you move your bishop, they have rook down here, and you lose. Bye-bye. But if you play knight c3, just developing another piece, now the c file is closed. Now you actually are threatening to take this. So... So knight comes out to c3. White is a little bit better here. Just in general, the higher you go up the rating ladder, the harder it's going to be to just completely wipe people off the board with London. It's just not something that, you know, unless you play like some super, super aggressive London systems. It's a matter of taste. A matter of taste. Knight d2 looked way stronger. Are you missing something? Why is knight d2 way stronger? What's wrong with knight c? What's wrong with this? How did knight d2 look way stronger? That's a very specific set of words. Knight d2 is just a, I don't know. Knight c3 is nice, powerful, active. Knight d2 is the standard London move, but in this case, knight c3 is, I don't know. Okay, knight to b5. Actually, knight to b5 attacks both pawns, no? See, again, this is like a balance. Do you play for castles or just immediate destruction? Also, thank you, Vestar, for the 500 bits. A bishop c7 was possible, but queen c8, and again, guys, it's a balance you have to strike between trying to destroy your opponent. In this case, though, this is destruction, because we are getting in with meaning. We're getting in with meaning. Instinctively, castling is good, but if you wait too long, black plays c5 and looks at you like stupid. You should have taken your chance when you had it. The benefit is that when I take here, then the rook is hanging, which is a serious issue. And black is just never going to get comfortable. If black plays bishop e7, this is a check. Right, knight d5 defends and attacks, but let's not forget knight a7. Rook 8, knight c6. It's a crazy game. It's like we're looking to just destroy the opponent in the opening, and it's possible because they just played a suspicious setup. There is a reason no GM, I've never seen a GM play the London like this. It's because it's bad. It's just, this is bad because of this, because, you know, things in chess are not played because they're bad. They're bad because of a reason. This is the reason. That's how chess works. So, wait a second. I don't have to take that. Can't I just take this? And then if knight takes g2, check, can't I just attack the horsey? But then knight e3. Okay, so essentially what's going to happen is I will win a rook, they will win 2 pawns. Aha. So maybe it's better not to do anything stupid and just take the horse and then bring the knight back. I think in this case, this is better. Queen is not trapped, ladies and gentlemen. That is not hard to visualize. Please. How is the queen trapped at all? Come on. Come on, guys. Knight c6. I saw knight c6. It's just not trapped. Queen just doesn't have to move here. It's gonna go to f6. Okay, knight b5 to come back and attack this again, or knight c6. I kind of like this, to be honest. At least this creates a threat which will force a move, like bishop d6, take, and then castle. We're pawn up, which is nice. It's good to be up pawns. As we saw from the last endgame, it was literally the reason why we won. Knight c6 to go queen f6 is also a thing. So I'm going to make this trade, and then I'm going to finally castle my king and be in my pawn up sanctuary. We're also up almost 2 minutes on the clock, which is a lot in a 10-minute game. Now, a common idea is just to restructure, to make sure everybody's guarded, make sure the king has a little getaway square if it needs. And we have something called a queenside majority, a 2-on-1, which we can turn into a pass pawn as the game goes on. Queen c6 attacks a pawn, but opponent will just protect it or move the horsey. Knight f6 is a good move. Now the question is, what do I do with my rooks? The knight will also be very happy on d5, so even though I'm up a pawn, I mean, it's not the end of the story. Rook c1, so we're going to move this rook to the open file. Why not? Maybe queen b5, and we will just lurk in the general vicinity, or bring the queen back to get it out of danger, like for example to d3. And lurk, lurk, lurk. This knight, okay, that's very hostile, very rude. Very rude. Queen c7? No, queen c7? Queen trade? What do we think? I think it might be a bit too early. But it's a very, I mean, it's a very difficult decision. Let's prepare for the endgame with our own advancement. Let's play a4. Play a4. a4. Queen trade I don't think is good. I like our queen. In general, here's a good reason not to trade the queens. Our queen is far more active. We have a very active queen. Black's queen is very passive. All of Black's pieces are very passive. Except if the knight gets to d5. If the knight gets to d5, I would like to trade the horses. What? This is a whole lot of nothing here being done by Black. So, b4, like I said, plan is to expand on the queen side and create an outside pass pawn. Maybe not right away, but in the future. So, right. And then something like queen b5. Something like this. I don't like this. This is a little bit... Now, you know the other thing about putting pawns like this? You allow me to plant my knight. See? You allow me to plant my knight. You needed the pawn on h6 because when my knight gets close, you get out. No. Duh. But now the knight is there. The only way you get rid of my knight is with your f-pawn. You move your f-pawn forward, I take this pawn, I triple fork you, I laugh in your face. So... You needed, I get it. I know why this move was played. You want to play h5, h4. You want to attack my king, but it's not going to happen. And when we get into c7, now, ooh, now this is a very different story, queen c7, because there is a physical threat. In fact, when this trade occurs, the only way to protect against f7 falling is to go rook f8. Rook f8 relinquishes defense of e6, and this pawn is not defending e6 because of the pin on the king. Knight to e6 then lands, forking the king and the rook. So queen c7 is devastating here. Opponent has to be extremely precise with their defense. Good. Best move. Best move. Now I have to decide if I want to trade the queens. Maybe I don't. Maybe my trick didn't work, so I just back up. Maybe my trick did not work. You don't need to get tunnel vision, just back up. It didn't work. All right, so back up. Take b6, that hangs a queen. I don't know why you want me to lose so bad, but I'm not going to hang a queen. No queen hang for this guy. a5 doesn't work. Tough position. This is under attack. And I guess f6 is... Okay, let's go queen b5. Keep this guarded. f6 is possible. Rook c7 is a good move. If take, I take the pawn. But if take, queen take, I don't... It's not quite... It's not quite anything there. And somehow the queen is defending everybody. Maybe it's time to, like, bring the horsey back. Could be time for this. I have a new target. I have a new target, d6. And f5 is a horrible mistake. Horrible, because I just go back. I go back, and this is a weakness. See, pawns can't go backwards. Knight can go back to where it was. So if you push, I go back. And now you would think, oh, you're just wasting time. No, you've changed the position for the better, because the f-pawn can no longer defend. That is not a bad move at all, also. That is also not a bad move. I don't want to take, because I totally destroy my structure. And I don't want to take and then take the pawn. But I want to keep the pressure going. I'm thinking something like a weird move like rook c6. And then if take, I can take the d6 pawn. Maybe. Rook c4 also possible. Just to trade on my own terms. But my god, this is not an easy game. Oh my goodness. A5 doesn't work because at the end they take and then they have this. Although I can play take and a5. This I can do. Maybe that's my best thing. But then can the queen get in somehow? Take. It's time. It's time. It's time. A5. This was my plan a long time ago, and it's happening. Well, let's put it this way. The opponent played very well after the opening. They played really well after the opening. You sure? What is this? Just push. Knight g5. A lot of good moves. It looks like a lot of good moves. Also like a6. Just... Oh, chess is hard. Rook b8. I'm gonna go a6. I don't see any problem with this move, and the more I can push my pawn to the end, the more chance I have of completely killing the activity of their rook. Knight c3, we just take. So what about knight c3? What, you worried about queen c3, queen f3 and stuff? I respect it, but I don't think it's a problem. No. 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 No, that was... You played so well, but don't trade the queens. The queen... You can't play this and then trade the queens. No. I'm so upset. No, because now I win d6 and the game is over. I mean, you have no threats anymore. No, that was just a fundamental misunderstanding there by the opponent. Like, you needed your queen. You needed your queen. Your queen was the heart and soul of all of your chances. Once you've left yourself with rook and knight, you will never, ever have any chance. Because now your rook also can't move. Yeah, I guess anti-positional is the right word. I mean, it was just a bad judgment of what to trade, so. Happens. It's chess. Play a lot of chess. It's chess, you know. You play a lot of chess, it's chess. Knight to b5, defending my pawn. And knight c7, and just don't get back rank mated. And that's that. I mean, this is not... I can create a box here for the horse. Actually, knight c2, rook a2, or rook c1 also good. What if queen b7 instead of queen b6? That hangs a queen for free. Okay, but now I just queen, no? You don't have a back rank mate. So that doesn't work. Was rook c8 a move instead of the queen trade? Yeah, for sure. Creating something here, yeah. 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 And the game is over. There was a lot to analyze. These last two games were really good. I mean, if you dig through these two games, they are very solid. Knight d6. We swarm for the rest of the pawns, and game is over. Rook to f8. I completely missed that. Nice find. It's never too late to do something stupid. I just forgot the king could fork my pieces. Luckily, I'm still winning, but whoops. Also, it helps that, you know, I'm up on the clock. But yeah, see? It's never too late to blunder. That's funny. No. I mean, yeah, you know, if I wanted to be a pretentious douche, I could be like, that was all part of master plan to simplify position. No, I just hung a knight. Of course, I have more pawns. Okay, now we can take, and this is just a winning pawn endgame. Just don't go g4 too fast if their king was on h5. This is easily winning. Triple stacking the pawns is actually not recommended. I would recommend just using the pawn as like an outflank and then go like this. It's a free pawn, but it's actually better not to triple your own pawns. And that's game. This is winning easily. Easily winning. Opponent refusing to give in. Refusing. All right. GG. That was a lot of fun.